Good afternoon. Today is Friday, May 1st. I'm Jim Weatherup, Chairman of the Oswego County Legislature. Joining me today are Diane Oldenburg, Senior Public Health Educator for the Oswego County Health Department, and Kathy Palmatesso, Director of Oswego County Emergency Management Office. It's the weekend. We all want to get out of the house. When you're out and about this weekend, please take personal responsibility and comply with social distancing. Wear a mask in public when appropriate social distancing cannot be maintained. We continue to hear stories about people who are entering stores, waiting in lines, and refusing to social distance and cover their face. It may only be a handful of people, but their actions affect all of us. Choosing to wear a personal protective device isn't a personal decision or a local decision. It applies across New York State, and its purpose is to help stop the spread of this deadly virus. I thank you for your cooperation. And now Diane Oldenburg will give today's report on COVID-19 cases in the county. Diane?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. In March, the Health Department launched a hotline to answer calls from the public about COVID-19. We hit a milestone this week because we've now answered more than 3,000 calls since we started. Staff from within the Health Department and across the county's workforce have stepped up to provide coverage for the service 7 days a week. Residents can talk with a nurse about symptoms and scheduling a test for COVID-19, and they can get information on state guidelines and other health department services by calling 315-349-3330 every day between 8:30 and 4 p.m. The phones are manned by staff from 4 different county departments, community volunteers, and school nurses. Everyone is trained and updated guidance is provided daily to keep up with the changing New York State protocols. It's been a great example of teamwork among county departments and volunteers from the community. For today's COVID-19 report, we have 1,695 residents scheduled to be tested. We've had 64 positive test results returned to the health department. We have 53 residents that have recovered from COVID-19. We have 3 deaths in residents related to COVID-19. We have 8 active cases of COVID-19 currently. We've received 1,575 negative test results. We have 50 results still pending. We have 51 residents in precautionary quarantine, and we have 52 residents in mandatory isolation and quarantine. To date, 1,766 residents have completed or been released from monitoring. Thank you.
Thank you, Diane. Speaking of teamwork, today we've invited Kathy Palmatesso from the County Emergency Management Office to give us an update on COVID-19 response team activities. Kathy was appointed Emergency Management Director last month, and I don't think she's taken a day off since then. Kathy?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, for this opportunity to update our citizens on the county's COVID-19 response activities over the past 2 months. When it became apparent that coronavirus was getting a foothold in the U.S., Oswego County's leadership took the proactive step of forming a COVID-19 response team. County government departments, community partners started holding weekly meetings to plan response activities. We met for the first time on March 6th, well before we had our first confirmed cases. Since then, there has been daily meetings with more than 30 individuals reporting and planning response activities. Our meetings are held remotely at the Emergency Operations Center in the Emergency Management Office. Legislature Chairman Weatherup, Vice Chair Linda Lockwood, County Administration and department heads and staff from the County Administrator's Office, County Attorney's Office, Health Department, Emergency Management, Fire Coordinator, Emergency 911, Public Information, the Sheriff, Community Development, Tourism and Planning, Department of Social Services, District Attorney's Office, Mentor Ambulance, Office for the Aging, New York State Police, Oswego and Fulton Fire and Police Departments, and Oswego Health all have seats at this table. Most people attend remotely. Our goal through all of this has been to protect the health of our citizens and first responders, reduce the spread of COVID-19 in Oswego County, and make sure that we are doing everything possible to comply with the myriad of public health recommendations and executive orders that affect us all. We receive daily reports on the status of coronavirus patients in the community, the governor's executive orders, distribution of personal protective equipment, public information, law enforcement issues, and any other issues that need to be addressed. Through these meetings, we've been able to identify logistical problems, work together on solutions, and be proactive in anticipating our community's needs. It truly is a team effort. I won't bore you with all the statistics, but here are some of the accomplishments we've made over the past 9 weeks. Our county health department has worked around the clock to make sure that residents who meet the New York State criteria are tested for COVID-19. The health department staff has tracked more than 1,600 tests, monitored 64 positive cases, and monitored more than 1,700 people while they were in isolation or quarantined. Emergency Management Office has assisted 109 agencies in the community with supply requests. We've also distributed 70,101 pieces of personal protective equipment, 4,663 supplies such as thermometers, and provided 528 gallons of hand sanitizer to Oswego County agencies. The County Infrastructure, Facilities, and Technology Department, the County Fire Coordinator's Office, Fulton Fire Department, and Oswego City Fire Department have been instrumental in assisting the Emergency Management Office with logistics and distribution. At least 35 volunteers have sewn over 1,050 masks, 84 gowns, and 86 surgical caps. We've worked with local partners on 3D printing to produce 1,558 face shields and 260 ear saver face mask clips. The response team developed procedures to inform first responders in EMS and law enforcement and protect them from potential exposures. The team developed procedures to make sure that those who need quarantine have a safe place to stay and adequate food supply. The health department answered more than 3,000 calls on its COVID-19 hotline. Public information has distributed more than 130 news releases, including 40 daily updates, and presented a national webinar for counties on COVID-19 communication methods. Legislator Chairman Weatherup has recorded 20 informational videos. The videos are posted to the county YouTube channel and have been viewed more than 34,000 times. DSS worked with food pantries, Office for the Aging, Health Department, Catholic Charities, Oswego County Opportunities, and numerous agencies across the county to make sure there is adequate food supply for those in need. These are by no means all of the issues we have faced, and of course, none of this could have been accomplished without the dedication and professionalism of all of our team members and the donations from the community, which are too numerous to count. It is truly a team effort, and I am humbled by the dedication and support that our community has put forward. We appreciate each and every donation and offer to help, whether it's coffee, whether it's food supplies, medical equipment, or masks. Through all of this, most of our residents and businesses have done their part by practicing social distancing and following the recommendations of the New York State Department of Health. We are faced with new issues and challenges every day, but we have managed to keep our rate of infection relatively stable and relatively low in Oswego County. We need to keep going, but we have shown that we can pull together and do what we need to do. I want to thank our residents for staying the course, and thank you, Chairman Weatherup, for this opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you, Kathy, for the great leadership you're giving the county response team, and thank you to you and your team in emergency management for all their hard work. Their dedication and thoughtful attention to details are impressive, and we appreciate the service that all of you are giving to this effort. On behalf of the county legislature, I want to thank all the county workers, community partners, and volunteers for their dedication to the COVID response team. As Kathy said, We are humbled by your efforts. I also want to thank our Oswego County residents for doing your part in helping to stop the spread of this virus and looking out for your neighbors. We are getting through this together. I wish everyone a safe and healthy weekend.